Hey guys, what's going on? So, for all of you new to my rants, this is a rant video. And essentially, this is a podcast style video. You do not need to look at your screen. I will basically tell you everything that I'm showing you on screen. So if you would like to put me in the background, you definitely can. And I'm just going to be talking a lot. I don't want to make this too long. My last video was 45 minutes. I do want it to be less than that because I feel like it should be, but I did want to update my old video and showcase how much more free to play this game is since I made that video. So a month ago, I made a rant video titled Rush Royale is not a pay to win. This is all under my rants. Go check it out. And if you do, go check that out. I will bring up some of the points, but I am going to blow past the in-depth thing that I went into. So if you do want to comment on this video, your prerequisite is watching that video, because if you bring up something that I already covered in that video as a comment in this one, I am definitely going to flame you in the comments. So, you know, go watch that video and then come back to this one and then watch this one. And then if you still want to say how this game is pay to win and the Rush Royale is a greedy company and they deserve to burn to the ground, you can feel free to comment. I just want to know that you watch both videos to get the entire picture of what I'm trying to sell here, ironically, in a not pay to win video. So I hope the developers, first off, I want to start with this. I hope the developers are watching this video. I know that some of them do. I really hope that they watch this specific video, because I'm going to encourage everybody to not spend money in this game, because you don't have to. Because this game is not pay to win. I'm going to encourage every single person that is watching this video to not spend money in this game, because you don't need to. Because the developers are not giving you a reason to. And I'd like to explain that. Now, if you've watched that video, my main criticism for this game not being pay to win, my ultimate criticism that I got to at the end of that video, is the idea that everything beyond 7K trophies, everything, all of these rewards, everything here, all of this, every single reward is not worth it. There's no reason. There's no reason for you to upgrade a heroic item, because there's a big part of me that thinks that you probably don't have a heroic item. And even if you did, that would mean that you spent money into this game already, and you would have an advantage over people who don't have a heroic item. But I trust that you beat people that have heroic items. There's an idea that if you get into the 7K trophy range, the only thing that you're doing is you're mid-maxing your stats. Essentially what you're doing is you're telling the game, I have, so in my last argument for the last video, before the matchmaking system changed, when it was trophy-based matchmaking as opposed to crit-based matchmaking, essentially what you were telling the game when you get to 7K trophies is, I have maxed out all of my deck, I have a heroic item, and I need these fragments in order to get a better heroic item. It's the only thing that I haven't maxed out. I have a heroic item for my hero. I have a max hero. I have a max deck. I need to upgrade my heroic item so that it can be even more so that my deck can be even more maxier. And the only thing that they added to this game to like reinforce that fact are the hammers. It's buying the hammers in the store. These hammers, so that you can change the cooldown for your hero and max it even more. It's just another way to max out another thing. So you have, a max deck, you have a max hero, you have a max heroic item, you have maximum cooldown on your hero, you have max armor, you have max you have all max gear, the armor, the weapon, and the amulet. You have max everything, and now you're just going up against people who also have the same thing. Now I know what you're thinking. This is clearly a reason for why this game is pay to win. Look at this person at the top. Level 20 Fortuna, that's obviously pay to win. It's thousands of dollars. Max Treant, that just came out. It's like A-Friend Gaming made a video about him just spending large quantities of $100 at a time money to max out a Treant right now because it just came out. That's obviously pay to win. This person has 7163. That means he has everything maxed out. That means this game is obviously pay to win. Max Witch, Max Enchant Sword, Max Harley Quinn, Max Summoner. Oh, what's his gear? Max Chainmail, Max Crit Bow, Max Growth Tile, with the gold counterspell. That means he must have spent so much trying to re-roll to get that gold counterspell. He even has a Fortuna item at level 10. That's crazy. This is obviously pay to win, right? You can look at all of these people. All of these top 100 people, the top 100 best people in this game, all of the trophies that they have. Obviously, this game is pay to win. They have a max hero. They have max Fortuna. They have max Necromancer. They have max Zeus, right? That is the number one argument for people that say that this game is pay to win. My argument against that is that all of these rewards that you're getting after 7K trophies don't matter. If you don't have a heroic item, nothing that you obtain beyond 7K trophies matters. You're not getting extra legendaries, which is really the thing that you need as a player. You need to max out your legendaries, and if you get to 7K, you are already gaining your maximum amount of legendaries. For my division, I'm getting 14 legendaries every season. And if you can achieve 14 legendaries, if you can obtain the maximum amount of legendaries for your division, whatever your division is, I would think that that's all you actually need. Now you're probably asking yourself, well, I can't do it with without a max deck, and that would be true if the matchmaking system was what it was in previously, when it was a trophy-based matchmaking system. When it was trophy-based, the battle between 6K and 7K was maddening. It was absolute madness. The gatekeeping from 6K to 7K, if you did not have a max deck, if you did not have a meta card, if you didn't have an event card, right? It was maddening because you were going up against people that were in 7K trophies, 8K trophies, 9K trophies. You were matching against those people because once you hit 6K originally, you had the ability to be matched with anybody because there was no Armored League. Armored League is this thing at 6K trophies. If you reach this league, you won't drop below 6K, but there is no Armored League anywhere else. So people that were in 7K, people that were in 8K, people that are in 9K, people that are beyond had the ability to pair with you. So the battle from 6K trophies to 7K trophies was so impossibly difficult that I think I made it 3 times in the course of my career. In the course of my career, in not having like the best crit, in not having a completely maxed deck, I made it to 7K maybe 3 times. It's chronicled on my channel, like the first time I ever made it, the second time I think I ever made it, and then I started making it more consistently as I started investing in correct cards. Currently right now, with the new system, I'm at 8K trophies. The amount of people that are now able to be at 7K is maddening to me. Because you can look at all of these people in the leaderboard, and you can look at all these people in Legendary, and again, I'm telling you right now, none of these rewards matter. If they were giving you at, 7K trophies, right, or if they were giving you at 8K trophy, or 7K, here we go. If they were giving you, get to 7,300, get four Necromancer, Zeus, or Fortuna shards, right? Get to League 12, get 5 Necromancer, Fortuna, or Zeus shards, like a legendary hero chest, right? Get to Champions, pick 10 Necromancer, Zeus, Fortuna shards. If they were giving you something like that, yes, this game would be pay to win. I would argue that this game would then be pay to win. Because if you can't, because then all of a sudden, that is something that is going to change your entire game. Necromancer, Zeus, and Fortuna are cards that are so good and so broken that they almost guarantee you winning. I'm going to get to my argument against this and why I don't think that even though Necromancer, Zeus, and Fortuna, even though they are so good, why this game is still not pay to win. My argument to that is that even though those cards are so good, what are you doing with them? Essentially, this was my argument before, when it was difficult. When it was difficult to get to 7K. When it was difficult to get from 6K to 7K. When you were going up against the Necromancer, Zeuses, and Fortunas. Or, theoretically, right? Prior to this. When you were going up against those cards, this game was pay to win. Because it was difficult, right? And if you couldn't do it, it was incredibly difficult to get that extra legendary at 7K. It wasn't the end of the world, and I still argued that just because you got an extra legendary at 7K, it still isn't pay to win because none of the rewards matter. There's no reason for you as a regular person to try to get above 7K trophies. None of those rewards, they're all invisible rewards. What if all of these rewards above 7K, they basically look like gold and equipment shards to me. Yes, it's useful, but it doesn't really matter. If you don't even have a heroic item, it really doesn't matter. That's all the rewards are. There was no reason for me to get to champion other than I was bored. I was just bored and I just happened to be playing PvP and I just happened to get to champion. The only thing that I got out of all of this was equipment pieces. So I can build more equipment. That's all I'm getting out of this now. Before, there was an extra page of secrets that you could potentially get, and that was a good reward, but they took that out. So now it's just equipment fragments, or heroic fragments for a heroic item that you may or may not have, and hammers in order to reduce your cooldown. But I believe you need a heroic item to do it. You can't just reduce the cooldown of anything. I don't think. Or can you? Because that would be kind of cool. I don't think you can. I think you have to you can only use it if you have a heroic item. I'm almost positive you can only use it if you have the heroic item. Because I do have the heroic item for this. And yeah, you can only do it if you have the heroic item. So if you don't even have a heroic item, which is the most pay to win thing in this game, because it's basically the only way you can get it in any kind of efficient manner. If you don't even have a heroic item, then no reward is worth it. If they were giving you heroic legendary heroes, if they were giving you choice legendary heroes, if they were giving you more legendaries, if they were giving you books of secrets, right? If these rewards were good, can you imagine if you can get to champion, you get a book of secrets? If you can get to champion, you get 10 pick your own heroic fragments, legendary heroes, 20 legendary hero shards. Can you imagine? That would be insane. And it would change everybody's game. And people would then really try to play PvP. But currently in this game, there's no reason to do this. You can do it to say that you did. You can do it to say, oh, look at me, I'm champion. But you're not really getting anything. And when you get to this point, when you get to the 7K trophies, and you start playing against max level people, which is what I'm doing, it's all basically the same. Saying that this game is pay to win essentially means that you think that if you had these things, that this game would become easier. And it doesn't. Because once you get better things, you are then put up against better people. When you get a max, demon hunter, you're gonna start playing against max blade dancers, max inquisitors. When you max out your entire deck, you're gonna start playing against max spirit masters, max genies. If you get a spirit master or a genie, you're gonna start playing against max treants. If you get a max treant, you're gonna start playing against max treants with fortunas. That is the progressive nature of this game. Every time you think that you've got something that is finally good, the game says, no, there is something better. When you max out your deck, you will go up against somebody with a max deck and a max Fortuna. When you get a max Fortuna and a max deck, you're going to go up against somebody with a max Fortuna and a max deck and a max heroic item. When you get a max Fortuna and a max deck and a max heroic item, you're going to go up against somebody with a fully hammered max heroic item. And then it's just luck. And then when you have all of that, you can still lose to Toxic, I believe. I believe people that are at the top, they just complain all the time about Toxic. They just complain about, like, a Necromancer Shaman, base level legendary deck. It's like Shaman, or it's like Witch, Harlequin, Frost. They're just losing to that dumb shit. And complaining about how Toxic is so bad and it should be out of this game, and I just want to win with my damage-based cards. I just want to out-damage everybody with my damage-based cards. And that used to be my argument. That was my argument from the last video about why I don't think that this game is pay to win. Because what are you winning? My argument was, what are you winning? If you get all of that, and you can get to 7K trophies easy, what are you winning beyond 7K? Nothing. You're just maxing out a maxed out deck to make it maxier than the maxed out deck that it already is. And what are you using that for? You're not using it for tournament. I mean, I guess. But you also need to hope that all of your other 49 friends are also playing tournament, and most people don't care about tournament. And what are you winning from tournament? One legendary? Yay! What are you using your max deck for? To beat Dragon Rift easier? Is that what you're doing? Are you getting that max Fortuna max Fortuna item so that you can play co-op floor 13? Is that what you're doing with it? Are you getting that max Fortuna so that you can PvP grind again more? What are you doing with it? If this game had like some way to win money, like a tournament where you could win actual money, yeah, this game is pay to win. Because you know what decks would win? Maxed out decks that people paid large quantities of money to obtain. People who maxed out an entire every ounce of a deck. People who got the newest unit that is the best. And it would just be mirror matches. It would just be Zeus, Fortuna, Treant mirror matches with max items and max equipment. And there would be $1,000 cash prize, you know, a $10,000, you know, at that point, yes, this game would be pay to win. But if you pay all of that money to get all of those things, what are you getting? What are you winning? This was my argument. When everything was trophy-based matchmaking, this was my argument. My argument now, and the reason why I'm doing this video, oh, it's much sillier. It's far more silly. I showed you this leaderboard with all these great people, all these amazing people with their maxed out max decks, with their crazy, you know, pay to win, their pay to win decks, right? That are just, you know, the payiest, winniest decks, all their max decks with all their crazy crit and their 7,000 crit and their 8,000 crit and their 5,847 crit. Oh, it's pay to win, right? But I've already established that getting beyond 7K trophies doesn't matter. And even if it did, let me show you another leaderboard. My leaderboard. My leaderboard of my clan. And if you feel like joining my clan, you definitely can. It's open. We still need 25 more people before I figure out a reason to kick people. This is my clan. Let's go through some of these, shall we? Akko Kappa. 8,066 trophies. 4841 crit. Max Treant. That's pretty solid. Not maxed everything else. Level 13 Witch. Level 11 Harley Quinn. Pretty solid. 4841 crit. This is basically somebody that would have gotten like contender in the previous trophy-based matchmaking. But now, like myself, with the new crit-based matchmaking, this person at 4841 is now able to fight lesser people. Not as crazy people as they would have fought before, so they're in champions. 7636 trophies. 2236% crit on a level 9 bard. Level 9 bard, level 3 gadget. This is their equipment. 7636. Just to remind you, I've already established that nothing beyond 7K is even remotely important. Don't delete me. 2357 on a max genie. That's pretty solid. Level 5 mermaid. Just full investment in a genie. And if you're gonna invest in anything, invest in a genie. Invest in any event unit. And now that they've made event units essentially free to play, event units are also free to play. Ahmed, right? 1576% crit. Level 9 genie. 7596 trophies. Vin. 1,000. This is my coup de grace here. Vin 5. 1036% crit. Level 7 monk. On a portal keeper, scrapper, mime, Harlequin, level 1 gadget. This is their equipment. He is at 72 56 trophies. He's getting max value out of this season, and that's it. That's it. That's the game. Level 7 Monk, 1036%. This game is so free to play that the game actually becomes harder if you pay. The game is actively more difficult if you pay money into this game. If you can get to 7256 trophies consistently on a level 7 monk with 1036% crit, what the hell is the reason to do anything else? Because if he can get to 7256 trophies, that means he's beating a large quantity of people. And if he's beating a large quantity of people, he's probably going to do well in tournament. Because he has 1036 crit, Dungeons is going to be pretty easy for him. Dragon Rift is pretty easy. All the events to get event units, to farm event units, it's all neutralized now. Now they've neutralized all of the equipment. They've neutralized all the units. None of the equipment has your enchantments. I think heroes might be different in some events. Some events, not all the events, but some of the events. Randomly, where you can get stuff, that's all neutralized. There is no reason for you to build an account higher than this. Originally, I would have said, build one decent deck. Build out one decent deck. Max Spirit Master, level 13 Trapper, level 14 Witch, max Night Statue, max Scrapper, like this kind of equipment. Build out one really good deck, get to 7k trophies, and stop. Because that's it. That's all you need to do. If you can get to 7k trophies every single time, this is with crit-based or trophy-based matchmaking. With trophy-based matchmaking, if you could build out one deck with an event unit and you just, built a solid deck to where you could get to 7k trophies, that's it. The game is over. You're done. Stop investing into a Necromancer or, like a Zeus. That'll make it easier to get to 7k trophies, but you don't need it. I don't have a Zeus. I have a level 5 Necromancer that I was trying to invest into. I don't have a Zeus. I don't have a Fortuna. I'm a champion right now. And I don't even use the Necromancer, obviously. There is literally no reason for you to spend money in this game anymore. If you think that this game is pay to win because, Bard is so expensive. Bard costs $1,000. Oh, Fortuna came into the game. Oh, Fortuna's so expensive. The only way to get Fortuna is $100 packs in Royal Trials. You have to spend $100 to get 10 things, to get 10 fragments. You need so many fragments. That's so much money. Oh, it's so pay to win. Pay to win what? Pay to win what? Pay to play people who already maxed it out? So you have a bigger group of people that you're playing against? You could win this game with a level 7 monk. You can win this game. You can get everything out of this game. Everything that you could possibly need out of this game with a level 7 monk and a level 1 gadget. This man has no cleanse. This man has no cleanse. He's at 7k trophies. This man is running no cleanse. He's running a Portal Keeper for cleanse. My argument is so much more silly now that they've changed this to crit-based matchmaking. And I know what you're thinking. Well, if the developers know this, if the developers are hearing your video and they say like, and you're saying that there's no reason to get more than 7K trophies, they're clearly gonna change this, right? This is crazy. This is insane. They're clearly gonna change it. Well, I asked the developers in a Q&A. I asked them. They responded to my question. They didn't respond to my question. This was a generic question that they just decided to post. Back when they did Q&A part 1, the question was asked. What do you think of the fact that weaker players have started to reach 7K rating easier and faster? This was in response to the one dude that had 750% crit or something like that. They were in less than 1,000 crit. He was the #1 player in the world. There were memes about it. If you backtrace my community, I made a meme about it. He had 750% crit with a max genie and like a captain and like all of the genie supports, but like level 7, level 8 versions of it. And he was the #1 player in the world. Now they've changed that to where once you hit 7K, you are then able to fight against anybody that's beyond it, that's within 7K. It then like transfers to basically trophy-based matchmaking. So that people that do have lower crit can't really go beyond 7K trophies. Like, it's much harder at that point. But prior to that moment, it is crit-based matchmaking. That was the change. That person who has 750% crit with a max genie was able to just run the leaderboard. So this question was asked in response to that. We think it's awesome. Some statistics, more than 100K players have returned to the game. All without exception have started to play many more battles. Let's return to the question. 7K is not the limit, but only the first step on the long road. No, it's not. There's no reason for you to go beyond 7K. Unless you have a heroic item, at which point, again, you would have to spend money into this game to get a heroic item for your unit in order to be able to upgrade it. Because most people don't even have a heroic item. Legendary units and other rewards that appear up to 7K help each other player in their division become stronger. In the season, the leaderboard already starts at 8K, but the selection itself after 7K becomes noticeably more difficult and with different rules, where much stronger opponents are possible. In the near future, there will be even more activities that will be available in senior divisions and at a high rating, but currently there is nothing in this game to suggest that. Therefore, we believe that 7K is the base that allows you to see your progress while playing the game, and not the end of the path for those for whom it is too easy. Well, we need to add something new and not limit to the old. This idea is that they will potentially add worthwhile rewards after 7K trophies, but currently in the game, there is nothing. There is literally no reason for you to try to build up your deck to go anywhere beyond 7K trophies, because at 7K trophies, you're already getting max legendaries for the season, and I would argue that even if you were to get into champions, get into legendary, you would not use any of those rewards anyway. And it's basically just for you. It's for you to say, I am a champion, I'm a legendary, I'm top 100, but who cares? Like, honestly, who the fuck cares? I don't know if you caught that, but I censored myself right there, because I was like, I don't want to say it. And I was like, no, I do want to say it. Who the fuck cares? They are not giving you a reason to care to get beyond 7K trophies. There's no reward there. There's no reason for you to want to max out your deck beyond a level 7 monk and a level 1 gadget if you can do the exact same thing. Knowing that this person can do this is fucking insane to me. Originally, this video was gonna be me complaining about how somebody like this will ask me for my advice on how to become better, how to get to 8K trophies, how to get to 9K trophies. Oh, the game is so hard now. How do I get to 8K trophies? I'm trying to push to 9K. I'm trying to push to legendary. I'm trying to push to top 100. How do I do that? I'm already at 7,256 trophies, but for some reason I can't advance any further. And I'd be like, why? You've already achieved everything in this game. Why do you even care? There is no reason for you to push anywhere beyond this because the rewards are not worth it. And if you can already get to 7,256, you can probably beat all of your tournament battles as well. The other idea of this game being pay to win is the idea of collection. And collection is an individual idea. It would be like saying, because people would say that Treant is the best unit in this game and it costs so much. So this game is obviously pay to win because if I go up against Treant, it's so good and I lose and this game is pay to win, right? And that's going to be true for every unit that comes in. People said that about Bard. People that said that about Riding Hood. People say that about Genie, right? When the newest, coolest unit comes in, it's going to be the best unit, right? And that's not to say that the other units aren't good. They're all good. All 5 of those units are good. Riding Hood, Bard, Genie, Treant, 4 units. All 4 of those units are good. Interchangeably so. I mean, like, you can argue that Treant's better than everybody else. But interchangeably, I think they're all really good. They're the top 4 things in whatever order you decide to put them in. And people might say, well, that's the best unit. This game is obviously pay to win because if somebody has that unit, then they're going to beat me. Well, apparently it's not enough to stop a level 7 monk. Apparently not enough people at his crit level. Maybe you have a high crit level, so you're going up against high level people because you decided to pay money into this game to get a high level account. But nothing stopped this guy from getting 7K trophies with his level 7 monk. It's a no talent monk. It's a no talent monk. That's maddening to me. He's running no talent units. He got to 7K trophies on no talent units. No talent DPS units on 1,036% crit. He can't even play co-op level 13. This man is already at 7,000 trophies. If you think that this game is pay to win specifically because of new event units and the amount that you have to pay to get a new event unit, that would be like saying Disneyland is only for billionaires because only billionaires can buy one thing out of every shop. Only billionaires can eat at every restaurant every time they go. I can't do that. I'm not a billionaire. Disneyland is only for billionaires. That doesn't need to be your experience with this game. Your experience with this game doesn't need to be, I have a maxed out Treant. I have a maxed out Fortuna. Oh, the unit just dropped. I need to max it out. That doesn't need to be your experience in this game. Nobody is saying that your experience in this game needs to be, I have the best maxed out thing immediately. This person can have a level 15 Treant over the course of time. Eventually. Maybe. If they, invest into it. If they invest time into it. They could. My question is why? As it always has been, my question is why? Why do you feel the need to spend money to get better things? Because I think that this account specifically proves that you don't need to. And in fact, if you spend money to get better things, the game just becomes harder for you. This is not pay to win. It is don't pay and you will win. This game has now become don't pay to win. That's what this game is. That's what this game has become. This game has become don't pay and you will win. You have a better chance at winning the less you spend in this game. The less crit that you have, the less upgraded cards that you have. You have a better chance at winning this game if you have less things. My advice to you, don't upgrade any of your commons, epics, and rares. There's no reason. You will basically never use them. Most decks are all legendary based. This person got to 7k trophies on a level 7 base unit. Once you get a level 7 base unit, when you start this game, don't invest anything into anything else. Don't upgrade your commons, epics, and rares. You will keep your crit low because of it. Upgrade a specific deck. Upgrade your support cards. All of your legendary support cards. Upgrade your enchant sword. Upgrade your dryad. Upgrade your scrapper. Upgrade your Harley Quinn. Upgrade your knight statue. Upgrade your summoner. Upgrade your trapper. Upgrade your witch. Start the game with 1,000 crit. With all maxed out support cards. And then just free to play all of the events. Or you can pay $10. You can do this doubly fast. You can get 2.5 event legendaries per thing. Riding Hood is about to be in a laboratory of experiments, so eventually you're just going to be able to cycle for that. You already have Sea Dog, Spirit Master, Tesla in events. Riding Hood is about to be in laboratory of experiments, so eventually you're going to be able to cycle for that as well. This game has become don't pay and you will win. And until they make rewards in 7k trophies and beyond better, unless they give you something worthwhile, something that you can use for your account, I wouldn't recommend it. I wouldn't recommend trying to go anywhere beyond 7k trophies. Get to 7k trophies and stop, and you're done. You're done with this game. Go play another game. There's no reason. You don't need a Necromancer. You don't need a Zeus. You don't need a Fortuna. You don't need anything beyond a level 7. You don't need anything beyond a level 7 monk. Or at best, a level 7 bard with a trickster and a grindstone and a level 7 dryad. Upgrade equipment? Why? His cleanse is a portal keeper. Like he just portal keepers stuff around. And he got to 7k trophies. This game is don't pay to win.